Okay, so we've talked about ethical considerations and we have talked about developing your personal brand, and now we're going to start into the job search and finding the right position. So, there are four major ways that people use to search for jobs these days. One, you can go to an organization's website. If you know a company that you want to work for, you can often just go to their website and they will have employment opportunities somewhere on their web page, and you might have to scroll down to the bottom of the homepage often in order to find the label for employment opportunities. You might find it up at the top in the navigation, um, but that would be a really good place to start. Sometimes organizations don't advertise their open positions on their website, and then you would need to go somewhere else to look for a job. So one way you could do it is go to the internet, of course, and go to a job board. There are many job boards such as Indeed, Monster, Career Builder, Glassdoor, some of the others. Those are some of the most popular ones, but I know that there are some others that are out there, and even some industry specific sites that you could go to. Um, and they range from ones that are completely free to use and some that have subscription services and other things like that. But um, those are often great places where you can search by company, you can search by location, you can search by career, possibly even like salary range and stuff like that. So the job boards are a great place to go. You also, and this is where a lot of us find our opportunities, is through our own personal networks. Those include our relatives and our friends and acquaintances, past employers, professors, professional organizations, LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, all of those things. All of that network that we have are great places to try and find potential employment. And then if you're having trouble, or if maybe you have a more specialized kind of profession, you're looking for a more specialized kind of position, often the college university placement offices can be helpful for that because they do maintain relationships with various employers, companies, businesses, individuals. Um, and they might be able to connect you that way so that you can apply through the office. And then there are also the professional placement bureaus where you actually pay someone money um, to help you find the right position. And sometimes you're not the one paying. Sometimes it's the companies that are paying because the person is actually working for different companies trying to find the right people for the positions. So there are both kinds, and it sometimes they do both. Sometimes they take both money from the employer and the job seeker. Sorry, I keep sliding down on my chair here. Um, all right. So those are just different places you could go to be looking for different positions. Once you do start finding some positions, you want to be able to think about how to understand the particular job post. Um, there are some pretty standard pieces of content on job listings. Some are more extensive than others. Some fields or some positions share more extensive job postings than others do. So, looking at a website such as Indeed or Monster can help you get an idea of what kinds of information is available in these different job posts and what kind of job post you actually want to be looking for yourself. So I want you, this is an independent exercise. You are going to submit it on Blackboard. Um, so you will go onto one of these sites, and it doesn't have to be Indeed or Monster. Those are just two suggestions. If you have another one that you want to use, that's fine. You are going to find 5 positions being offered in a field that interests you. So you could have, like, they could all be the same thing. They could all be accountant, 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 um, for 5 different companies. Or you could be looking just in the general field of mechanical engineering and look for 5 different positions related to mechanical engineering or whatever you are involved in. But just 5 things that are interest to you, and they could be completely different. And I did have one person who had 5 completely different jobs that he used for this exercise this summer semester, which I found really interesting. But getting more to know this person more throughout the semester, realized that this person really does have the interests and the skills and the experience in these different fields and could go in any one of them. The person also applied for, I think, 3 of the positions that he found too, which was interesting. So these you don't have to apply for, but if you want to, go ahead. But you're going to list and briefly describe 5 positions being offered in a field that interests you. So what are these different positions? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I would, it would be best if you would, group, do all of the answers for position 1 together and position 2 together. But if you want to take each question individually and just answer it for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that's fine. You're creating this document. You want to make sure that you're keeping in mind that it needs to be usable by the reader, and set it up the way you want. I've seen people do charts, tables before for this. Lists, bullet points, different things. But you want to list and describe those positions, each one. You want to list out the skills, experience, and background that each position requires. So you're going to look through the requirements, and what is required for each of these different positions. What's the salary range that's given for each position? And then at the end, I want you to rank the positions in the order of how likely you are to apply for each one, and explain why you rank them that way. So number 1 is position A. I would choose this one first because, and then, number 2 is position D, and I would choose this one second because, that kind of thing. But however you want to present that, but it's got to be clear that that's what you're doing. All right, so that is your exercise, is to find 5 job posts, job advertisements, job listings, whatever you want to call them, and analyze them. You want to really look at what is required, what each one is asking for. And then you want to think about, well, which one am I most likely to apply for, and why, and kind of rank them in that order of what's important to you from each one of those. Right, and that is the assignment that you have for analyzing job posts. So to recap your assignments this week, you want to make sure that you have read chapter 2. Read the whole chapter, please, even though we only talked about a portion of it. We'll be coming back to a lot of that information throughout the semester. Read pages 257 through 264 in chapter 10, applying for a job. And then you have your analyzing job posts individual assignment that will be submitted on Blackboard as a Word or a PDF file by noon on Monday. And then your ethical dilemmas team assignment with 1 response from the whole team, the collaborative document from the team for each of those dilemmas. That is also due by noon on Monday. And then next week we're going to go back to our Thursday, Monday, splitting the assignments up kind of thing. So that is what we have. Please contact me if you have any questions or concerns.